And we're back. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good. You have to be feeling good. You have to be feeling at least somewhat decent after listening to the last track, after listening to Remember the Future Part 1. Nektar, Nectar of the Gods. So sweet. Mwah. It's just... Seriously, though, that was an amazing track. So we're just moving right on. We're moving straight ahead into the next track, which is going to be Remember the Future Part 2. I still have no idea what the story is about, apparently, in this concept album. I have no idea what's going on, but can I tell you, whatever is going on, it's a lot of fun. So, hope that you guys are having a wonderful day today as we continue on and finish out the album. And without further ado, let's get this journey started. Boom! Already started. Subtlety but grandeur of the organ or keys behind it. I told you. Hold on now. Yes energy to it, just like a little bit.
I can see it all when I look into your eyes. I can sense it all when I look into your skies. I can see, oh, I can feel you are me, and that's the way it has to be. You are me.
This is just so fun to listen to. I'm having a great time with this.
I can feel it all when I look behind your smile. I can hear it all when I look behind your mind. I can sense, oh, I can feel you are me, and that's the way it's always been.
fantastic bass playing. Back into this charge.
I see life, I see stars, and I can't care for anything. Where have you been?
I can't get over that little bass line.
What have you seen?
Yeah.
I've been everywhere. I've seen all around, and I can't go against anything.
I like the motion. I don't know what's going on, but it's a good time. Snapped into that. Great neck turn, but how great does it sound?
Smile if you want to, not when you can. Break down if you want to, not when you can. Follow me home tomorrow, tomorrow.
chased by someone. Double tap. What a nice little shift that was. That was sneaky. Very sneaky.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. See them run. See them run. See them run. See them run. Watch them go now.
It's just so creamy. Here it comes back, that funky lettuce, chopping it up. This is just so good. Heavy stomping.
I can see you through the morning mist and the evening dew. I can hear you getting closer now to the living truth. You say that life has no end, but believe me, you've got to pretend, because I can see you coming closer now to the living truth. Gonna let it go, yeah. Someday, gonna let it show. I can see you
Ooh, got some brace on there.
close to me, and I'll tell you true.
Some trills and frills.
I can feel you. Listen carefully to what I say to you. I tell you, life
Tight
has
drumming
no
right there.
end.
I like that.
There's no need for you to pretend. 'Cause you see you. Believe yourself, that's all you have to do. Gonna let it
They must have been listening to some funk bands. They had to have been. Hey. This is funny how I got into this like blues rock inspired part. And they got that little effect on it. I wonder what's being said there at the end. I like how it winded down there. Okay, Remember the Future is... Listen, this is all based on a first listen, right? But Remember the Future is one of the best... On a first listen. One of the best albums that I don't want to say I've heard. Period. But if I'm thinking back throughout this channel, and a lot of people did recommend this album, but I've never seen Nektar Remember the Future like heralded and upheld as some of the other progressive classics. And on a first listen, I can't imagine why not. Why it hasn't been thoroughly recommended. Why it hasn't been like critically acclaimed as much as, just for example, like Selling England by the Pound, Close to the Edge. Like there's a lot of good stuff in here, and it's incredibly accessible too. It's not, at least in my opinion, it's not like very inaccessible. It's a great entry point. It sounds like it'd be a great entry point. The way that they move from disco-ish tendencies and from the dance floor into, like, at the very end, this almost blues rock sound throughout, playing, you know, prog rock and roll, very progressive, at times going into like these beautiful big leads that reminded me of Pink Floyd and Gilmour specifically. They just have this very dynamic sound, but it's extremely, and this is a huge factor in why I enjoyed it so much, all that diversity is so reined in, so masterfully completed and composed that it moves from section to section with thought, with care. There's actually attention being paid to those transitions, and they make it work as they move and maneuver throughout all these different styles. Once again, Roy is just incredible on the guitar. The drumming from Ron was just heavy. I love those heavy foot stomping moments, especially when we got into that strong backbeat. And then you got bum bum bum, bass gets down. That's Derek Mo Moore, not Mar, not Johnny. That's getting down the bass, and especially in those disco sections, you hear him going alongside Roy, which is he's doing that. I don't exactly know what effect it is because I don't know guitars. It's probably wah wah. Who knows? But it's that. It sounds like when your shoes are wet because you got caught in the rain and you're walking through like some department store and your shoes are making that noise. But that kind of sound, which you would hear in a lot of funk and disco and even soul music. I like how they have that in here and they use it so well. Now, I mentioned it kind of during the song, but I can't imagine Nektar not being influenced or not being fans of some sort of funk bands, some sort of soul bands, because they had to have gotten those ideas from somewhere. And I would just imagine that they're probably listening to a lot of maybe funk, because they brought it into the music quite well. Singing was also really good. I want to say that there was a different singer at the very end than the main and the lead who's been carrying us throughout the most of the track, because the voice sounded different, but it could just be, him going out a little bit more. But either way, it's kind of like what I mentioned before during the track. This is fun to listen to. It's deep, it's progressive, it's moving things forward, and I'm just curious as to why it's not a little bit more popular. Did it chart at all, or I know it's two long tracks, technically one long track, because I see here that they're really supposed to be together, but like I also see that there's edits that were made, radio promos. I just feel like they have this album cover is really cool. The name of the band is really cool. They have a lot going for them, so I'm just curious. Like what is it? And then if you get back here, there was a shift. There was a really cool, I thought, transition. I think it was around 11 seconds or 11 minutes or so. Maybe let me get right before it. It was somewhere right around, I think here. I went too far. I think around here. How dreamy is this? I love how dreamy they get. Right there. Okay, see, that's what I mean. Did you hear how excellently that little transition was executed? Coming off of the beat, stepping onto a new one, changing gears, but still, in a sense, musically, I know it's a quick change, but paying homage to what they just did, and then springboarding themselves into a new section. Like, I want to listen to that again, because that's such a really good moment right there. 10, I went to, wait. No, I want to hear the transition. Just listen to this. I love how the drumming evolves, by the way. Because before that, the beat would end with a bum 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 bum, but they take away the bum 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 and they add in that new beat. Bum bum. Da, 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 da. It was just one of those little moments in a really long track. In an 18-minute song, sometimes it's the like 10 seconds that really stands out to me, and that was just a moment that really, really stood out to me. But let's go ahead and try and parse out this story, though, because I don't know what's going on. Some of the lyrics remind me of Tommy. I can see you, I can hear you, hear me, feel all that. Eventually, he was chased down. This time traveler was chased down by some people that didn't want him in their era. He escaped them, and he learned some things. I really have no idea. I can see it all when I look into your eyes. I can sense it all when I look into your skies. I can see, I can feel. You are me, and that's the way it has to be. You are me. I can feel it all when I look behind your smile. I can hear it all when I look behind your mind. I can sense, I can feel you are me, and that's the way it's always been. You are me. So, I'm still going with this time traveler angle because I just really have no idea what else this is about. But maybe he's going back into the past and he found his younger self, and perhaps he's trying to change his future. So it's like, remember the future. I don't know. Bluebird, what do you see? Bluebird, what do you feel? I feel everything. I see life. I see the stars, and I can't care for anything. So it's a different character, like it's two different perspectives, because he asked, Bluebird, what do you see? And then we get the response, I feel everything. I see life. I see stars. So I think he's trying to teach his younger self about life, the universe, purpose, etc., perhaps so he doesn't make the mistakes that, in a sense, he's kind of destined to make. I don't know. Time travel's weird. Smile if you want to, not when you can. Break down if you want to, not when you can. Follow me home, because tomorrow never comes. You stand before me, fate in your hand. You say tomorrow will never begin. Follow me home, because today is tomorrow yesterday. And then it says, here they come, here they come. See them run, watch them go now. I can see you through the morning mist and the evening too. I can hear you getting closer now to the living truth. You say that life has no end, but believe me, you've got to pretend, because I can see you coming closer now to the living truth. I kind of view that line as going along with this time traveler talking to his younger self kind of idea. When you're younger, especially a teenager, you have this idea, sometimes this bravado where, life will never end, that will never happen to me, that kind of youthful innocence. But life happens. So I think that he's saying, like, you're acting big and tough now, but in the future, you better realize. Let it grow. You don't need no sympathy. You don't realize how much you needed me. You will realize it's better when you give, because your life is longer than you live. That's a great line. Your life is longer than you live. The effects of your life, what you do in your life and during your lifetime, can, and more than likely will, have some effects in the world, in your community, in your sphere, even after you're gone. The laws of nature are to heal the wounds of man. Use them right, and they will help you if they can. Wrongly used, and you'll only harm yourself. Then it's too late to come from me to help, because he won't be there anymore. Because don't walk away, give it a chance, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. I'm probably completely wrong on the story. Actually, I probably should look it up. Nektar, remember the future, meaning? That's probably what I should type in. Because I could be completely wrong, but I feel like maybe I'm not. Not a lot of information on here, to be honest. Let's see, the album. Let's pull it up here. The music on the album is conceptual in nature, with chords and passages looping back to each other, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I want to know about the story. No one's talking about the story. Let's see if I can hear. Okay, this might be something for us. The story is about this is from Prague Archives, by Jules. Let's see. Which, by the way, I am on Prague Archives. I don't like peruse it extremely often, but I stop on there at least like once every few days. I post every occasion. The story is about nature, or the nature of life and existence, as told by a kind of reincarnating misfit, Bluebird, to someone to whom his abnormalities have no meaning, a blind boy. Okay. Bluebird appears to be a Christ-like figure who has to be crucified before being reborn in the boy. The boy absorbs stories of the past and future, the meaning of life, before becoming the future with the promise of eternal life. The story ends with Bluebird imparting some sound and thought-provoking advice. So it's not about time traveling? Well, that's a lot more. It's probably a little bit better than what I was thinking. It's somewhat similar though. Okay, so I wasn't too off. Some metaphysical being, some sci-fi stuff going on, visiting the past in some capacity, and imparting knowledge to a younger self, a younger person in the past for their future. All right, so I was a little bit off. But once again, the music is pretty good. Anyways, that's it. I'm closing that because that's too deep for me. Please let me know what you thought, of course, of this particular side of the album. Let me know what you thought of the album in general. This was extremely good. This was extremely good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it alongside with me. Thank you as always for watching the channel and for being here in the first place. I appreciate you. Some of you have been watching for years, which I think is crazy when you really think about it. Like years. Some of you have been watching for just perhaps the last couple minutes. But either way, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Follow me on Twitter. Support the channel on Patreon if you'd like. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you all later. Bye.